on, guys? I want to take a look at something today, a post that I did previously, but some comments that I never answered, and some interesting comments on the post that I think we can analyze a little bit deeper. But let's take a look at it today. We're going to talk about how much and how many times, original or not, you should be posting on social media across the board. So let's take a look at this. So this is my original post, Makers. This is for business owners, anybody who's trying to build their brand. But this is in my Shadow Warriors community, which generally kind of talks to or has in it knife makers or custom makers of different kinds, primarily knife makers. So in Shadow Warriors community, makers, how many times should you be posting on social media or on your website? Same difference. I think both of them, they're different, but same difference. There's no one size fits all answer to how many times you should be post on social media, not to mention your website to build your business. That depends on various factors such as your industry, target audience, and their age, social media platforms, and your content strategy. Now, that was my recommendation then, April 10th. So Facebook, 1-2 times per day. Twitter, 3 to 5 tweets per day, now called X. LinkedIn, 1 post. Instagram, 1-2 posts per day. 5 to 10 pins on Pinterest. I think that it depends on your target audience, but you definitely should drill down a little bit deeper on that. So if we're talking about Facebook, we're talking about a post and reels. If we're talking about Instagram, we're talking about stories. We're talking about a post and reels. If we're talking about LinkedIn, really just the post. Twitter, same thing, just the post. You should really look at YouTube Shorts, maybe not YouTube long form, YouTube Shorts. You should also look at other social media platforms, whether it be Rumble, whether it be TikTok. That's another one, whether you like it or not. That's another one where they're getting people for the short form content is getting a lot of traction. Now, if you sell something that could be considered a weapon, or you give advice that could be considered against the mainstream, watch out for the more liberal places like TikTok. You might get banned or your whole channel deleted. So just that. But here's a couple comments on here. Most people saying they don't have enough time to post that much. They need a dedicated employee. This is what I'll say to you as a business owner, right? When I hear that you can't post enough or as much as I'm recommending, it says one of two things. You don't need to build your business, and you have more than enough work to fill up your time, because more than likely you're not using your time in the most efficient way possible. If you plan it out, it'll be easier to replicate each day. I know that's what I find out with my content, and I don't even put out enough. A couple other ones, Mike Stewart from Bark River, when he first started making knives and being involved in the knife industry, there were about 500 custom makers. Today, there's 30,000 people who call themselves knife makers. You either make yourself relevant or you remain non-relevant. Now, I 100% agree with that. And what I'll also say on that is I saw a post the other day. A guy was like, I've been being a knife maker for 50 years, and this is the slowest I've ever seen it. All these reasons why. Economy, Joe Biden, inflation, World War III, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not saying that any of those are not valid, but what I am saying is you really can't determine whether you're doing it as well as you could be until you check all of the boxes. So you have all your social media platforms, all your information correct. You have a website, you're posting on a regular basis. Those kind of things, you can't really say whether you could be doing better or not unless you check those boxes. Another one is from Jim Cobb. So he is a world-renowned author. So go check him out. If you don't know him, go check out Mike. Mike will talk to you forever if you're a knife maker. I mean, he'll talk to you forever just because. But if you have any questions or concerns or questions about being a knife maker, Mike Stewart's been there and done that from Bark River. Jim Cobb is a knife lover. He is a world-renowned author. So he's been there, done that in a slightly different way as well. So he says he works with a lot of knife makers and he likes to increase their visibility and customer base. And his two biggest gripes. Now listen to this, people. Quality photos, so lack of quality photos. You can go on YouTube, you can go on Google, you can search how to take quality photos with my phone. It's all technique. It really is. Now, I'm not saying there's not a difference between your phone and a DSLR or some kind of crazy expensive camera, because there is, but technique can help equal those out. No web presence. You have to have a website. You have to have a website. Whether you pay someone like me to build it or you build it yourself, you have to have a website, period. If you only have social media, the entire planet isn't on it. Jim Cobb says, I think he's right. If your content is selling the same 6 guys all the time, that's perfectly fine. But if you dream of expanding and really making a mark on the industry, you need to spend some of your time away from the grinder to build the business. Now, there's 2 things on that, right? So I have I have guys who I've worked with in the past who have said, I don't want to build up my potential customer pool because if it gets too big, I won't be able to satisfy those customers and they'll get mad at me. You should never think of it like that, right? You should never think of it as if I can't satisfy those customers in my potential pool, they're going to go away or they're going to get mad. You want to build a huge potential pull. You want wait lists. You want people to salivate when you have drops coming and that kind of stuff. So don't say, I don't want to make it my big potential customer pool because I don't think I'm going to be able to take care of them. That's crap. So where I think we should be doing and how much I think we should be posting on social media right now, I think you should be at the minimum posting 10 times per day on every single platform. Now, Jim Cobb asked this question right after that last one was, do I think that the posts need to be unique on every single one? Yes and no. Yes, you should go, hey, Facebook, what's going on? It's Eugene Honrath with Eugene Honrath Consulting, or just Eugene Honrath, and then say something about Facebook. And then say something about Instagram, say something about LinkedIn, and tailor maybe one of those posts per day to the social media platform, but they all don't need to be original. You can repost. I've got customers who I'm instructing, take one of your products every single day and just say, this product A, these are the features in the words in the social media posts, and that's it. Check my website out if you like the product. Day 2, take another product. I mean, these are people who have 50, 100, 150, 200 products. So they can have many, many, many days of content. But that's bare minimum. That's not even recreating. You've already taken those pictures. Not to mention you can go back over, let's say if you've been in business for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you can go back and repost content. No less make new content. You have to. People on the internet and in these social media platforms and on the internet in general are drinking from a fire hose right in your face. If you don't stand out and if you're not a droplet on that water in that fire hose, you're going to get lost. You are. Your potential pool customer, potential pool of customers is never going to get bigger, period. You have to post to stand out in this day and age. You do. And I think you have to have a website. You have to have an easy to use, easy to process on website. So you can just send people there, let them buy whatever you have available, and wham, damn, thank you, ma'am. Don't do it through text message or messenger. I mean, unless it's super highly customizable, maybe. Thank them for their purchase on text message, messenger, etc., etc. Don't process the payment. Don't take down the order details. Do that on your website. Automate it. A couple things you can use for content creation. You got a cell phone. You got a supercomputer in your hand. You can learn how to take pictures, learn how to do videos, learn the social media platforms. You have to post. You can use ChatGPT to write content for you. You can have other people write content for you. You can get customer reviews. Ask for people. If you sold items, please go back to them and said, hey, can you write me a review and post it here, here, and here? And I'm going to use it on my website here. And this is what a customer post or review that liked my products. This is what it looked like. Make it easy for them. You have to create content. You have to have a brand. You have to have a logo. You have to have a picture. You have to have a product. You have to have content. Brand, content, hustle. And then you just got to work hard. Period. Come on, guys. Let me know how I can help you. Let me know if you need tips and tricks. I'm always up to talk. Everybody have a great day.